I want to share with you a 2,000-year-old Chinese recipe that produces, well, something delicious, very nutritious, high protein, and it is cholesterol free. And that is something you've heard of before. It's tofu. Now, I bought this at the store, but I'm going to show you how you can make it at home. And it really requires only a few simple ingredients. It requires some soybeans, you can see here, water, and lemons, just the juice of lemons. Now, the first thing you want to do to make tofu is to make soy milk. And you can easily do that with a soy milk maker, and that's what I've done here. Now, this is warm. The soy milk has been made, and so what I want to do now, and I want to do this very quickly because you want to keep the temperature really hot, and I'll explain that in just a moment. You just want to take off the lid, and I want to separate the pulp from the milk. The pulp is called okara, and what I'm doing here is I'm just going to strain it off just by using a strainer like this. Now, this is at 160 degrees, and we want to keep the temperature close to that. Now, this okara, as you might imagine, is very valuable. It's full of protein as well, so that can be saved and used for other projects. Now, if the milk temperature drops below 150, you're going to have to heat it up, and that's why I have it here on the stove. And what I have here is a vial of water and lemon juice. I have 4 tablespoons of fresh squeezed lemon juice to 1/4 a cup of water. While it's still good and hot, you just want to gently stir and then slowly add the coagulant. This is going to continue to cool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this and I'm going to let it sit for 20 minutes. Okay, now I'm just going to take a colander, and you can see I've lined this colander with cheesecloth. And what I'm going to do is take my ladle, and I'm just going to take out my curds, my bean curds. I'm just going to take this and pour it in and just strain it like that. Now you can see how the bean has coagulated here. Now, to push as much moisture or water, the lemon water, out of here as possible, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the cheesecloth and I'm going to fold it across like this and cover the tofu. And then I'm just going to take a plate and I'm going to set this plate here on top. And to apply just a little pressure, about 1.5 pounds is all you need, I'm going to take some of my canned vegetables, just a pint jar of these peppers, and place it there, and that'll continue to press that moisture out of there. You can use a tofu press, but this is just a homemade rig that we put together that works just as well. All right, I'm going to take the press off of the tofu, and I'm going to bring this over in the colander. I'm just going to place it here. Essentially, we've created tofu, but now what we want to do is we just want to take the tofu out of the cheesecloth, and you just want to be very careful with this. Now, if you used a tofu press, the shape of it's going to be different. You wouldn't be going through the cheesecloth that we're working on here, but by placing this in cold water, what you can do is you can gently tease this cheesecloth away and reveal the tofu. All right, you can see it there. And this is going to be sort of in a patty form. You know, when we buy it, it's more in a block form. But there you can see, and it's very delicate, and you just want to be careful as you lift this out and place it in water. Now, you want to store it in water. You want to take an airtight container. You want to place the tofu in it in water. The reason for this is you don't want the tofu to absorb the aromas in your refrigerator, so that's why keeping it submerged in water is important and in that airtight container. And it'll last up to 5 days. But just look at that, homemade tofu. Give it a try. It's really very simple.
This recipe is brought to you by the soybean farmers of Arkansas.